Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. In today's episode, it's going to be a little bit of a different episode. We're actually speaking to the highly controversial Mellay.
Yeah, extremely controversial.
Yeah, well, jumping straight into it.
I'm the person known for almost ruining my career by like pretending to be someone back in 2021, which
Well,
good thing everyone forgot about.
jumping straight into it. Let's set the scene of why we're actually doing the episode. Let's make it public. I got in a VC with Mellay a couple of hours ago, and I convinced him over 25 minutes after breaking down his character, making him sound a little bit teary-eyed. Um,
Cherry
we
eyed, dude.
we came to a conclusion that Mellay would be taking a break and a set of time. It do an apology, he'd take a break, and we do a trash talk
Yeah,
episode afterwards. But we're actually doing a trash talk episode before he takes his break and apology. That's right, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much.
And I just want to say that there, just in case Mellay does end up not doing that, there's actual evidence of him agreeing to it.
Bro, I would do it. I promise I will.
No, I know, but I've just got to have that security there to make sure that you do it.
I respect in the community other than Kuiper, dude.
No, I damn appreciate it. But let's jump into it with the most recent events that people have been really kicking off about, right, in the past couple of hours. We get to everything else later, but I feel like this is more prevalent and relevant right now. Is you being like you having art done for you, and the artists themselves will come to you to say, "Look, I don't want that art used. Can you not use it?" And you just basically went, "Fuck you, I'm going to use it anyway."
There's already an agreement, and literally, like Texant agreed with me that if you make the agreement, it cannot be undone. Like I still have all the rights to the artwork because it's an artwork of my character, so I have all the rights to use it because it's a depiction of my character. No matter if it's like somebody else's art, it's still art of my character, and the dude literally needs and the character that she draws is literally fair use.
But on the flip side of that, that's her art at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, it's not like she's some big like artist, or it's not like some like Adventure Time or like the Simpsons profile picture. It's one of you that she created. So, although it might be of your character, she made that from scratch. So, couldn't you make the argument that it's her art, and if she wants, she can restrict the access and limit to you? People do it all the time. Look at art that people use. I know when one of my friends, Cynical, used some art for a group channel of ours that wasn't owned by him. We had to take it down and not use it because of potential risk of being sued and having potential issues with it because it's not our art. Regardless if it was made for us or if the art fits or whatever. So couldn't you make the argument that although it's of your character and it's not your art?
But still, she made it for me, so I still have the rights to it, dude.
Yeah, but again, she made it. You didn't make it, right? It'd be a different, right? And didn't you say that she did it for free?
Yeah, she did it for free. I didn't even have to pay.
You don't own it, right? It'd be a different issue if you owned it and you paid for it, right? Because you paid for it. You paid for the basically license of it, right? You've paid for that artwork. Well, she's done it for free, so she has no obligation, right? You have no obligation to it. Like no one has any contract to it apart from her because she made it. If you bought it, right? If you or if you've paid for it, right? There's a completely different story because you've put money down for that. She can't then go, no, I don't want you to use it because you paid for it, right? But you didn't pay for it. She did it for free. Like if this Joe came to me and went, Samuel, I don't really want you to use my art anymore, then I'd have to oblige because he did it for free and took time out of his day to do that for free. So couldn't you say that it would be a different story if you had paid for it?
Yeah, to be honest, if I paid for it, it would just make her look worse, dude.
If you paid for it, no one would be disputing you, Anna, because it'd be your shit. You would have paid for it, which gets me onto my next question.
She
right?
probably will still sue me if I paid for it.
No, because then there would be way more of a split in the community. Right now, there's only a couple of people. You mentioned Tech Saint, who agrees with you. I'd
Because
probably like
Texan said
Spinnerling.
that, but still, like Texan said, like the court case would literally end in like 10 minutes for this shit
Oh
because
no,
nobody
yeah,
would
it
take
wouldn't
it
hold up.
seriously.
It would never hold up, right? But at the end of the day, it's just common decency, right? I'm not looking at the law point of view, right? You can make the case, but the case wouldn't last like you said, 10 minutes in court, right? But it just comes down to human decency, man, and just laws. Like, I feel like what you don't understand is that for me, as someone who is a mutual in this situation, I care more about the fact that you've hurt people just by doing that and just by telling them to basically fuck off. Like, they've done that out of their own time and their kindness of their own heart to make that for you. You basically just gone, no, I'm not going to respect your wishes with it. Like, I feel like that's the bigger issue, and which aligns with a lot of your actions where you've like striked their studios to mess around with them before retracting it, right? And like you waved the retraction button in front of his face, or what was the other Basedazaz when you leaked his face, deleted it, and then put it back up blurred, and then like
Dude, I
deleted
just
that
died
and
in
put it up
Fortnite. I
less
hate
blurred.
this shit.
Bro, Cupid's trying to ruin my.
So
Christ.
couldn't like you do see the issue here that it just shows a common like trait within you that you just like to almost I don't know if you'd agree with this, you just have no empathy there for others and how your actions affect others.
To be honest, I was literally like this for like almost like 2 years.
Could you repeat that?
Bro, I was like almost like that for 2 years because I was like dealing with a
Dude,
ton
this
of shit.
again, I
Like,
hate this
shut
game.
the fuck up, Hoopa! Shut the fuck up!
Why don't you have any empathy for anyone? Because I've noticed this, right? Apart from me, who you've shown constant respect for, and I don't know if it's trash talk or I don't know what it is, right?
It's not
Without
trash talk. I respect you as a human being because you're the only person I know that actually has common sense.
I
Actual
appreciate that,
trash,
right?
bro.
But on the flip side, right? You do understand, like from my point of view, why I don't get why you
Oh,
can't, even
monkeys,
if it's a
trash.
full sense of decency, right? Why
Bro,
can't you have that decency with others?
to be honest, back then I did respect people who made art of my character because it's like a one-time thing. Back
Why
in like
don't you in this
2021.
situation?
Mongo piece. Oh, dead.
Okay,
Garbage.
if Hoopa doesn't act normal, just cut out all the parts where he talks.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, 150.
But you say that you used to have like sympathy and you used to care about the artists that made art for you previously. Why don't you anymore?
Nah, because now it's just like a common thing, and like most of these Twitter artists like cannot be trusted in the long run.
I feel like
I realized that with like, to be honest, like I had like beef with my old Twitter artists. I think no, actually it was not Twitter artist, it was with my Discord artist, like back in like 2022, because she was keep on like adding me into like random group chats, try to get drama out of me. That that's why I like replaced. That was why I like. That was the reason why I replaced her with like my other artist. I think his name was GamePie. But to be honest, I think he was the most chillest person I talked to. But still, he only made me 2 stills and he just stopped. Then that's when I found Astera. Like I kind of liked Astera at first, and then I just realized like she's like very naive. I wouldn't say she's stupid, just very naive.
But couldn't you make the argument that you're also untrustworthy and naive in your situations? You're naive in the fact that you don't, although you have that sense of understanding that you know your actions are going to cause people issues, right? You don't care. You're naive in the fact that you don't know that you like have effect. And this is a really different trash talk episode for me, right? Because usually I'm still very unbiased here, right? But I feel like it's hard for me to be completely unbiased when you're being this ironically naive about your situation. It's not like
I wouldn't say naive. You can just say I just don't feel remorse.
you don't have empathy for what you've done. Like I feel like, look, regardless
But to be honest, Well, it's kind of funny you said I don't have empathy when I actually did apologize to Basedazaz and Bearstudios.
Yeah, but this is the thing, man, is that you say you do these apologies, right? Look at what happened with Azaz, right? He had every right to be angry with what you did, right? Regardless if Fat G-tastic man, Giant G-tastic, leaked that image in an unlisted video that only
No, and also like Basedazaz literally used his face in his Gatastic video back in 2021. Kuiper literally told me that. Also, Kuiper is like a close friend of Basedazaz. So like his face was already public until like his channel got banned or probably like unlisted the video for how cringeworthy it was.
right? Because I haven't
But
seen that, right?
because I can make the argument that like Basedazaz already made his face public.
Mellay, I think what Sam is trying to say that you can say sorry all you want, but like you're turning around and like doing it again.
Well, yeah, right. I want to expand on that, right? I appreciate you for bringing that up. Is that my issue is, right? I don't give a like, as rude as this sounds, I don't give a shit that you leaked Azaz's face originally, right? Look, it was a
Well,
scummy
you
thing to do.
actually don't care, and then you're still bringing it up.
No, because it comes into my point. I don't care that you leaked his face, right? Because that's not my issue, right? Because, yeah, it's wrong. It's scummy as fuck, right? But in all honesty, I don't care. What I care about is the fact that after you apologized, you then used it up in points again. What was it the other day you did? You blurred it. You blurred it slightly and posted it to get on his nerves intentionally. You had an effect there. When you leaked his face,
But
it was probably...
I didn't even apologize. I only apologized now when I was in a call with NomisYalf.
Right, okay, right. Let me rephrase that then, right? Because I do want to get all my points right. So, let's say you're you, right? You post, I'm assuming you posted that Azaz photo originally as a joke, right?
Yeah, I did because he was literally poking me to do something. Like,
Right,
to be honest, I was actually not like trying to post like that old photo. I was planning to post the photo where he was parroting White.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I was just like, fuck it, like, why not?
So, your point of view, right? You post it as a joke, right? Whatever, you don't think of anything of it. Like,
I
you
literally
then later apologize.
quoted saying, "Get that fact checked by true American patriots."
Right, regardless of what it was, right? You intended it as a joke. But what I like, because I know who you are, man. I know what you're like. So I can see that's a joke. I'm pretty sure Azaz could probably see it as a joke, but it's his face. He doesn't want it out there. That's between you and him. That's nothing to do with me. What I personally take issue with as a guy that's sitting there and like just reading both sides on Twitter and on Discord and YouTube is the fact that after that and after everything, when you and him were getting in an argument, you used and a slightly blurred or two pictures, one that was like maybe majorly blurred and one that wasn't blurred at all, to
It was slightly blurred.
you intentionally did that to aggravate him, right? That wasn't a joke. That was used to target him. You can't make a point further than that.
No, I'm just there just to see if he's gonna block me. It was like a test to see if he's gonna block me or not.
Yeah, but you do realize that's still a scummy thing to do, regardless of why you did it. You did that to get on his nerves to get a reaction.
I mean, people were doing this for years, way before the small commentary community was found.
So
yeah,
that's not my question.
Things changed, Mellay, bro. The fuck,
bro, and they're scummy for doing that as well. There's no difference. Like, if you want me to, I'll make a second channel video talking about all that. But we're not here talking about that. We're talking about you being a piece of shit about it. Like, that's the difference, right? Is other people might have done it. Look at fucking Leafy, right? Fucking, he might have like said a bunch of slurs. Doesn't make it right, just because other people do it, right? I don't have an issue with that, but it doesn't make it right, does it? Because other people have said it. Just because other people have done what you've done doesn't make it right at all.
But not gonna lie, that's kind of like a shitty comparison because back then, like, saying slurs were common, like fucking like it was like the norm back in the day.
Saying the N word.
So like, I mean, why are you saying it like as if you're not gonna get no criticism? But then like it's the exact same different country.
Well, I'd like to focus
Bro,
on your
the only
wording here.
people that really call out
Like,
Leafy for that was like the fucking SJWs back in the day.
yeah, but we're not right. Okay, we're not talking about people calling them out. I'm trying to use this as an example, right? Just because Leafy used slurs, right? Like, and other people have used slurs before him, doesn't make it right to use slurs, right? Your use of back in the day or just time and something is something that I don't think you should. Back in the day, man. Back in the day, it was common to use slurs. Back in the day, it wasn't common to just pop out the N word as a white man in 2017. Like, probably on YouTube, right? The climate was different on YouTube. Slurs in general, like, it wasn't like like fucking like racism and like fucking trading slaves was around in 2017. Like, I don't. What are you like? Why? What was the point of bringing that up? Like 2017, back in the day. Come on, man. Like
Well, it's
it's like
because back in the day, people actually know how to like handle jokes
back
and we're
in the
not
day,
going
bro. It
complete
wasn't even a
ape
decade
shit
ago.
about it, dude. Like
It
people do
wasn't
All right,
even-
Mellay,
nowadays.
but it's a different time period. Like, you realize, like, you're saying how like it used to be like so different, but you keep on thinking that you're in that same time period, bro. Like, I mean, it's 2023 now, man.
Like you can say until your face goes red and you shit yourself that other people have done it, so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't make it right. People have killed other people before, and it doesn't make it right. I'm not comparing that and saying they're on the same level, right? But I'm just saying that just because someone has done it before you, it doesn't make your action right. You do get that, right?
But still, as I said, like Basedazaz has already like made his face public like years ago.
That's the point. Years
Okay,
ago.
doesn't mean he still wants it public though. Like, I
Years.
think that's what we're trying to make it like
But
understand.
still,
Yeah, way different
know,
time period and everything.
when D Weasel got into like a call with Basedazaz and he was asking Basedazaz why he didn't call out Gatastic for like leaking his face because he was the original person that leaked his face. Basedazaz was literally dead ass silent and he was literally doubling down.
Yeah, but then it's easy to say why he doesn't care because that was that unlisted video that G-Tastic and maybe
Oh,
a few other
headshot
people.
sniper.
So I don't get that.
But still, Basedazaz still should have like called him out because you know you can still people can still like view unlisted videos if you link it to people. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
but the point.
Yeah,
I
link.
love how you flip that, right? Because, like I said, two people saw it before it was deleted, right? And G-Tastic apologized, right? There's a whole situation and scenario that you're really forgetting played out here, where you tweeted it multiple times, where multiple people saw it, multiple people saved it publicly. This all happened behind closed doors, probably sent in DMs and servers, right? Of the video, unlisted video that was seen by around 2-3 people. That doesn't compare to how many people saw the image, saved the image, and have seen it since of you posting it multiple times.
I never saw anyone saving the image, dude.
Just because
Well,
you
I'm
don't
not
see.
gonna straight up show it to you, dude. It's like you starting a wildfire. You're not gonna see it till fucking later. You know what I mean?
Just because you don't see people save it doesn't mean they didn't. That's like a petty argument. That's a petty point. Like they're not going to take a screenshot of them saving it.
Most of the people who saw are the people who don't like me, dude.
Oh, bro, this doesn't. Right, okay. Because,
You're just making up shit, bro.
bro, like you don't know that. That's the thing. I'm using stuff that I know. I know a rough around how many people saw that image and how many people have seen that image since. So many people have spoken about that image, right? Well, you're just saying, oh yeah, a lot of them were people that hate me anyway. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, like people have still seen Basedazaz's face, which you didn't want people to see. Like again, it's almost like you said you apologize for it, but you're here reasoning your actions still, which means you're not apologetic about it. How can you make an apology but still reason your actions? It means that you don't feel anything and you're not sorry about it. So how the fuck can you then apologize?
Still, I still think like Basedazaz would have done the same thing because back then, when I showed my face to like a artist named Hoxa, and like when this Joe leaked my face, like nobody was calling out this Joe, even though it was private at the time.
Yeah, that's because you did it first. Like, what goes around comes around, Mellay. I don't think you know that.
Bro, what are you talking about? I never leaked anyone's face before.
Wait, when did this situation happen?
Bro, it was like during like I think it was like before like the Astera drama, like.
Right. Because although like I really, again, it's nothing to do with Azaz, is it? If Azaz had leaked your face, then right, what comes around goes, what goes around comes around, right? Get that. But it was this Joe. Like, just because people didn't have an issue or didn't raise it there, doesn't mean that they can't hear, because it's a completely different kettle of fish. Like,
Mellay, didn't you
Azaz,
also say it was your cousin? Like you backtracked and you're like, nah, man, that's my cousin.
Bro, I was trying to back it up that it wasn't me, dude, because I don't want people to know that
But
it
it
was fucking
was
me.
you. So like, I mean, Ace has just straight up said, "Yo, that's my face. Don't be doing that." But you're like, "Nah, man, that's my cousin."
I mean,
Like,
to be
so
honest,
there's like completely different situations that you're coming from.
obvious if it was his face, if he literally just shut up about it, like people won't even realize if it was his face if he didn't make it so obvious.
Yeah,
the
but
fact
he has the right to be like, "Yo, that's my face. Don't be showing that shit." But yeah, like, I mean, you saying that to your cousin, that's like a completely different scenario. You cannot compare them.
the fact is, right, is regardless if this Joe is in the right for leaking your face, right? I'm not going to comment on that, right? You can say whatever you want about it. It wasn't Azaz, so it makes no difference here. 'Cause you leaked Azaz's face still, someone who had never done that before to you. So it's not like payback or karma. You did that, like whatever, if it was for a joke, and then straight afterwards, like a couple of days or maybe a week after, right? In Twitter replies, you did that intentionally to annoy him. And we're gonna move on from that because you're never gonna see why that's wrong. And I don't know why you apologized for that directly to Azaz or NomisYalf or whoever, right? Because you don't mean it, because you don't understand why it's wrong. So there's no point in you apologizing because it basically meant nothing.
Yeah, you poopy hand.
Like I don't get your motive behind that. If you don't mean it, don't say it directly to the person.
Yeah, you poopy hand.
Let's move on to my next thing I
Nice
want to
comeback,
discuss.
bro. Nice comeback.
Let's talk about the next thing I want to discuss, which is the Basedazaz strike. Now, again, I'm going to set the scene here so I don't misrepresent you at all, right? Basedazaz had dropped a video with Scorpio on you, right? It was a good video, whatever, right? And you striked it as what I'm gonna say a joke, or to see how annoyed he would get.
But bro, I was literally in a VC with him, like talking about it
What
Okay, it doesn't fucking matter.
before I got striked. Like to be honest, verify I was joking, but still.
Yeah, again, okay, right. People don't expect because people, same people, right, don't expect that you're gonna strike their videos like unlawfully, right? And I'm gonna explain to you, right? Why, regardless if you've apologized for it, regardless if it was a joke or whatever, right? You not only, right, when Bear tweeted about it and was like pleading with you, you sent the retraction button to him via
But I
Twitter.
also did that on Discord, dude. He didn't even mention I also like said that on Discord.
That doesn't make it better. That makes it even worse because you're taunting the poor fucker more. Like, why would you add that in? Like, that was
Wait,
like
was it a strike?
I literally said I would like remove the strike, dude, in his DMs.
Bro, what if he had like two? What if he had two strikes and you gave him his third, and like all of his progress got deleted because YouTube's kind of broken? Like, how would you feel? Like what Sam said earlier, you'd probably feel no remorse, right?
But to be honest, I would try to help him get his channel back, dude.
But right, okay. Oh,
Two
how nice
wrongs don't make a right, bro.
Two
how,
right.
how nice of you that you would help somebody that you strike get their channel back. That's kind of you. But what
Bro,
I'd like to focus on, right? Because look, you did do the right thing in the end. You did retract it, right? Regardless of your intention, or if you told Bear, like I don't know if you did tell Bear.
I
because
literally
no,
apologized to him in a podcast with me and NomisYalf, dude.
it doesn't matter, man.
Okay,
You
but
still
going back to
did it.
before, you said sorry and then you just do it again. Like, why?
Well,
What
yeah,
do you mean? I never even strike any of his videos, dude.
No, I'm just
What are
saying,
you
like,
talking
you
about?
still would. You would still strike another
what-
channel and say, like,
what
fucking made a
happened?
video
I
shitting
never
on you.
striking a channel like in like many months, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
I said you would. I said you
I think
would, bro.
let me
But I
articulate
never did.
the point. I think what we can get from that is the fact, like very similar to the Aza situation, is where you apologized, but you still are like arguing your point of situation. People that are sorry for what they've done
Kind of
don't
fucking
sit there and
retarded, dude.
defend it. You apologized to Bear, right? I'm correct. Like quite a few times in a podcast with NomisYalf, you mentioned in DMs or whatever, right? But you're still here defending why you did it, the motive behind it, the reason behind it, which I don't get. If you were genuinely apologetic for what you had done, why are you reasoning it? Do you have an answer to that, or do you just want me to continue?
Dude, are you talking about like the like
Bear.
Bearstudios thing or like the Basedazaz thing?
Bear, mainly Bear, because
Fair,
I'm
but
not
we were using the base thing as
not
a.
defending that I strike down his video. I'm just talking about the events that happened, dude.
you're giving a reason as why it's acceptable. Like I was in a VC with him. I told him I was going to do it. Why? Well, there's like, I get that you're trying to pad out like what like happened in the scenario,
Ooh,
right?
that kid.
But you're almost justifying why what you did was acceptable, which is one of my main issues. And why, when we called earlier, I said that I believe that you need to take a step back, regardless if you believe the art thing or whatever, right? The art thing is circumstantial, right? It's a different bag and kettlefish, right? 50% agree, 50% disagree, right? It depends what your values and morals are. That's completely fine, whatever. But it comes down to situations like this where it feels like you'll say one thing to please people and then you'll do the complete opposite and you're still defending your actions and trying to get a motive for it and trying to pad it out in that way. Just like, for the love of God, man, like realize that what you're saying and how you're saying it is just wrong.
But still, in the end of the day, it's the fucking internet, dude.
Okay, right. This, I hate this. Like, the internet, right? It's the internet. Oh, guys, I promise, it's just the internet. I hate this argument
It's,
that you keep pulling
it's
up.
just the internet, not me making up an excuse. I swear.
Like, I hate this argument, right? Because that's still someone's like hobby, right? It's the internet, still their hobby. It could be their job. It could be the way they cope. It could be the way they put like their art and artistic intention on display, right? You have no right, regardless, to remove that or strike it falsely. Like, why are you reasoning it still? It's the internet. It's just the internet, bro. You still strike someone's channel on their work. Like, that's the issue, right? Look, whatever, right? You can say he just needs to get outside more, but he might do, right? Like, because it is just the internet, right? But it's still his work. Like, could you imagine going into like the local office, right, and just ripping up someone's paperwork, bro? It's just your paperwork, chill. It's the exact same thing, but just a real lie.
Still, that's
Mellay,
fucking
what
shit
he's
I
trying
can
to say is pick a side. Either like apologize and actually, put your apology like to worth, or like just sit there and just keep on being a dickhead.
Yeah, but what I'd say, Malay, is because I really don't get what you're coming at here. You try and say that I've apologized multiple times before reasoning it and before giving motives
What about the
and before
stuff you did with Sarah Rome, dude? Like, you took his shit so seriously when you just talk about the fucking LGBTQ community.
But I didn't, though. That wasn't my point. I never brought that up. I brought that up once to
Mellay,
point at him. Well, what is
Mellay,
this
that's
turning
that's
into?
not the that has nothing to do with it. Mellay.
I'm happily to discuss it with you because you have a tendency of doing this. For everyone that's watching, you've probably seen the clip by now. Probably uploaded to Loomis. Is where Mellay does a side tackle on me for no apparent reason in this VC. What the one guy that was being mutual is where he goes, "Samuel's going to backstab you within 10 years, and you won't be friends in 10 years, right?" This most pathetic point ever, and he's done the same thing
I didn't
here.
say you will backstab him. I'm just saying you probably won't even talk to each other in 10 years.
Yeah, we probably won't, but it doesn't make a valid point, and then you got squished. So I'm going to do the same thing here because you were doing a random side point when I'm just simply discussing why your motives and reasonings don't work because you've already apologized, right? It makes you sound like a liar, regardless if you want to be or you're trying to make that out to be, right? It makes you sound like a liar. You've brought up Sir Rome
Real,
and the fact that
real shit, Sam.
I had an issue with the fact, and I'm not even allowed to talk about Sir Rome. We came to an agreement, but I will anyway because you've tried to dob me in here with the fact that I had an issue with the way he voiced his like LGBTQ opinions, which I did, but I didn't voice that. Mama Jordan, General Thickboy, did. And even then, Sir Rome himself came out and apologized on Twitter for a lot of the stuff he said, which was very noble of him, right? We came to a conclusion. We did the
People
right
were
thing.
literally coming after him on Twitter. That's why he apologized, dude. Because
No
people
one
on
was
Twitter literally just take this shit
again.
seriously.
Okay, that's bullshit and that's lies. because
Mellay, I don't even know if you're doing this on purpose, but like, bro, why are you trying to sidetrack? Like, we're literally
a month after all of the LGBTQ stuff came down, he apologized just randomly. No one was attacking him for that at the time. No one at all. And he apologized. I don't know why. I couldn't care less why, but he did. And I don't know why you're sidetracking. I don't know if it's because I hit a nerve and I got to a point that you didn't like.
I mean, to be honest, he was still talking trash about the LGBTQ in live streams, dude.
I don't care. I really don't care,
it
man.
doesn't matter, bro.
Because you're making this side point, like, oh, Samuel, you did this when I didn't. Like, I didn't even do that. Like, that's how badly you're getting this shit wrong. I don't know what you expected with this episode. This is why I said that we should have done this episode after you took your break, but you didn't want to have it because there's so much unresolved shit to talk about. So this is the point where we get to where I hit a nerve of a point that you don't like, which is right, wrong, whatever, right? Like, I'm assuming it was right because there was no reason for you to get all nervy then. And then you bring up a point that's in fact wrong to make me sound like a bigger dickhead. So why, like, why? Like, what, did I hit a nerve with a point that I got close? Like, in your mind, why can't you stick to one thing? Because you did this last time when someone was making a point, you just instantly brought me up as like a side remark.
Like, Mellay, do you just like bringing up shit that has like no correlation, or like do you just love to like go off topic?
Or it's just like so random and false. Like,
also get headshot sniped, nerd. I'm better than you.
Oh my, bro, why is Hoopa even here, dude?
Again,
because I'm so good at Fortnite and I'm shitting on you at the same time. How do you feel?
Bro, you're so good. Bro, imagine bragging about fucking Fortnite.
You're going off topic. Again. Why in the first place did you even bring that up?
Bro, just to prove that you're not any better than me, dude.
Yeah, but you bought
Sam is 100 times better than you. He does not strike people and get a fucking giggle out of it, you dumbass.
Bro, I mean, Jerome did call him Two-Face at one point.
Before he retracted it. Okay.
Okay, even if he was Two-Face, that's better than striking channels and then taunting them just so you can remove it.
Again, how does it have any relevance to what we were talking about? To show that I'm equally as bad, but you bring the point of me defending like LGBTQ or whatever. I didn't even do that, right? That was Jordan. But you tried to make the point that I defended LGBTQ while you're comparing me, like, or you striking someone. Like, that's not a good comparison. That's a outright lie comparison. Like, I don't know how you get that. Wrong.
You're still copying the same points Jordan did, dude.
I didn't.
Okay, there's still valid points of reasoning. It doesn't matter.
This is baffling, man, because like you're getting these points wrong. You're like, I've hit the nail on the head with you, right? About your apologies and about like how you're saying one thing and doing the other. And in response, instead of talking about the topics we're talking about, you've sidetracked and made up this whole scenario which never occurred. Like me sticking up for the LGBT community, I made one remark and said, look, you're not as old as you sound, and showed a screenshot. Why are you sidetracking this badly and getting it this wrong? Are you under pressure? Like, did you not expect this from this episode? Whole thing?
Mellay, you're definitely under pressure because you went from like debating Sam to literally talking about me playing Fortnite. And I am right now, so ratio.
Bro, I only brought that up. I just said, imagine bragging about Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, okay, I'm good on Fortnite. I'm better than you, buddy.
You're sidetracking. Focus on
the
point.
I don't play Fag Night, okay?
You're sidetracking. Focus on the point. Why even bring it up when it's not at all comparable, when it's a lie, and when I've made a point that hits the nail on the head, you immediately sidetrack. Like, again, I'm going to repeat it because it seems like you weren't listening or paying attention. Like, what, are you under pressure? Did you not expect this from this episode?
Oh my god. Damn, these fucking comebacks, no way. Yeah.
What's wrong, Mellay? Shit in your throat? Shit in your throat?
Totally under pressure.
Shit in your throat? Shit in your throat?
These are questions. I'm asking you if you're under pressure or you didn't expect this. That's my question to you. Because it feels like you didn't expect me to go and ask questions about this sort of stuff to you.
Mellay, did you think that this was going to be shits and giggles? You think we were going to be here sucking you off for a good old 40 minutes?
If this was in 2 months,
you're already doing that.
I'd like to actually again put this out there, like I did at the beginning, that I genuinely said that I wanted to do this 2 months after like he takes his break, so that everything was a fresh slate, so we could talk about everything retrospectively, and we could talk about your content, we could talk about everything, and it could just be a normal trash talk episode. But you were so arrogant about
Imagine
it.
if you have to
You wouldn't
remake
come on
this
now.
trash talk episode again. Like,
Again, like that
No,
would be
Mellay, no
your
more
fault.
attention for you.
That would be your fault because I warned you and told you why, like, that I wanted to do it in 2 months. And here's my reasoning: because it would have been a clear palette. Instead, you wanted this as your episode, which confuses me because it's almost like another expose video, which I didn't want to do.
I'm about to blow.
Genuinely, I didn't want to do it. The only reason I'm doing it is so you take your break. So again, like, you sidetracked because I hit the nail on the head. So let's actually get back to the topic at hand. Instead of you bring up pointless situations, getting all the facts wrong because you, for whatever reason, didn't pay attention. Doesn't matter, right? You still decide to bring up and get it horrifically wrong. Let's get back to the point I was making about you doing one thing and saying the other, right? But you like saying like sorry to Basedazaz in the NomisYalf podcast before still defending your actions to some
I
extent.
wasn't defending them, dude. You're just putting out a false narrative.
You were defending them because you were literally saying,
I said-
but it's okay because I told them that I was gonna do it anyway. I was in a
internet.
Discord VC with them, and you know they thought it was just those shits
I
and
was
giggles. When I said
describing what
they got pissed.
happened.
Oh, I
What
wonder
happened
why.
during the event?
You
You
know how
fucking
stupid you
retard.
sound. It doesn't.
Right,
It
okay.
doesn't matter, Mellay.
Look, regardless of what you were doing there, right? Like, because I did point that out, you could have been setting the scene. You then followed it up with "It's just the internet." You were defending your actions, which I don't get in your point of view. You apologize and you bring it up as a point that, look, I've said sorry for that, I'm sorry for that, before going, well, it's just the internet. As almost like, why is he that upset? Why does he care? It's just the internet. Why? Those are the connotations associated with that phrasing. Like, why would you want to do that? Moments contradicting yourself. Because look, you brought up Azaz freezing when being asked a question by Weasel, right? I'm not going to freeze here because there's no reason for me to freeze. There's like no reason for me to mute my mic and leave like you did several times in that NomisYalf weird interview thing. I want to know the genuine facts, and I wanted to speak to you from an unbiased opinion, but you made it so difficult because you keep bringing up the fact that, look, I fucking did this, but like it's fine because it's just the internet. What, like, why are you contradicting yourself so heavily?
I mean, to be honest, if you want to bring up my past, I would do the same, dude.
I'm not bringing up your past. I'm bringing up something that happened a month ago.
Yeah, we're literally bringing up shit that's like getting you in the controversy right now. Like we're not talking about something that was years ago.
I don't care what happened a year ago. Even the weird messages, right? I know what you meant. That's why I mentioned it.
I
In
mean,
the thing, it said allegedly.
in your video, you could have like added way more, like in your first video of me, the fucking Loomis video you made on me.
But that doesn't matter, Mellay. I think.
At least you
Are
said
you
that
just
doesn't
mad
matter.
because you're stuck in a corner and you didn't expect me and Sam to shit on you for a good 40 minutes? Is that what's going on here?
But now I'm confused because you say that you expected more from my Loomis video when I covered that situation maybe 2-3 days after it happened, when you had like said, and I included that screenshot of you going, "Oh, I meant your face" or whatever it was, right? I included that screenshot in the video, so I added context, gave context, just said it was weird because it still is weird and it was a weird joke. That's what I said in the Loomis video, and that's what I'm saying now still. And I said allegedly at the time, and I said allegedly in my most recent video. Again, you're sidetracking, trying to take little jabs at me that just aren't working because I backed myself up. That's why I keep saying allegedly. That's why I keep saying this happened. But NomisYalf also did this. When you brought up Joe, that's your issue with Joe, not Azaz. Azaz freezing with Weasel. Again, that's his issue. These are my issues with you. We're meant to be talking about this. But you seem to be more focused with having these little jabs with against someone you apparently respect. Which I don't get. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible in a situation that's really shitty. And I did say that I wanted to do this in like 2 months when you take your break instead of confronting you now. But you didn't want that because you're arrogant and naive about trash talk. So would you like to add anything else or do you want to move on?
Bro, dude.
No,
you?
you're like Boogie in the Misfits boxing match. You're just dodging punches with your goddamn face.
Bro, oh my god, dude.
Do you want to add anything
Bro,
else?
but didn't you got like mad when I made fun of you and was joking saying you were fat,
Oh,
dude?
This is a great
What
point.
does that have to deal
No,
with, dude? We're
actually,
talking about
Hooper.
you.
No, this is a great point, right? Because like I feel like this has become more of a personal episode, which I'll more than happily make it be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got offended because you dug through my old videos and posted my face publicly to people that hadn't seen it to then make remarks about me when you look like a fat leafy, a fat Asian leafy.
Oh my, bro,
Black Asian.
bro,
leaf,
you can't even,
look
bro,
like
you
a
don't
dirt
even know
ball.
what I'm fucking doing in my life, dude. Bro, have
So
you saw
tell me
yourself?
something.
You're literally.
This is what
Have
I mean,
you?
right?
Cares about you cutting
bro.
yourself in your life,
You
bro.
literally look
Okay?
like you're obese.
Everyone shush.
You
Like,
literally
right,
look like you're overweight, dude.
right, okay. Look, this is the thing, right? I even defended you with the Aces thing, literally. Like, I literally said about the jokes and about the stuff, and you still have the audacity to come at me when I'm being still pretty mutual with someone that has sat here taking multiple jabs at me for no reason. You threw this jab at me because I hit the nail on the head once again. Why? For the love of God, why? I said that I wanted to move on and we could do something else, but you insist on bringing this whatever 6-month-old drama up again that happened at the beginning of the year. Like, I don't get it. Because I didn't get offended. I was just annoyed that you were in all my replies posting the same image with just pathetic insults and still wanted to do, at the time, trash talk, ironically. So why? Like,
Oh,
again, this doesn't make you look good.
Now we got Basedazaz in the fucking car.
Mellay, meet me at the octagon. Meet me at the octagon.
Sidetracking again, bro.
Sidetrack.
Samuel's
Okay.
giving you decent criticism, and then you're over here like, Basedazaz is in the call, everybody.
Meet me at the
Okay,
octagon.
Let's,
I mean,
let's move on.
you kind of did the thing. You kind of did mauled when I like made fun of your appearance
Well, I
in
literally
a
said
jokingly
that
way.
I did. But I literally said it did because you were being hypocritical. But also, a point that I want to make is that you will throw these jabs at me, but then still expect me to have you on Trash Talk. You did it at the time. You were making fun of me, but in DMs wanted to come on Trash Talk. You were doing it the other day when in the NomisYalf interview when you threw that jab at me, and then immediately followed it up with, "Can I come on Trash Talk tomorrow? Can we do it today?" And you did the same today. Why do you expect me to give you a platform to voice your concerns, opinions, and views when at the same time, if you like whatever for a guy you apparently respect,
Dude, it's a
attacking more,
free
why
platform.
would I give you that? Why would I give you that like on a platform at all? Is there a reason? Like, do you get something out of it? Do you get to disrespect someone like that you apparently respect at the same time of wanting to come on their podcast? Like, do you think there's such a divide?
Bro,
between
to be honest, I'm like more chill than you, like privately than publicly. To be honest.
Then that's not right. Okay,
All right,
but
so
then
you're
when you
talking about Sam being two-faced, but then you're being two-faced also?
yeah, like, why would you bring up
I
me
being,
being apparently
to be honest,
two-faced with Rome?
to be honest,
Well,
like Sammy was like more
No,
open
because
about it,
no,
dude.
you can't respect Sam and then throw punches at him at the same time. That's something you cannot do. Like,
You know,
if
this
you
can all be
respect them,
solved.
stop calling him like shit and everything.
But then have the audacity to bring up two-faced points that Rome made that he then retracted. Like, again, you do realize that you need to think before you speak with your apologies, with how you word things. This is why I said that we should do this in 2 months, not now. But again,
Well, what do you
insist-
think will happen in 2 months? Like nothing will change, dude.
Yeah, it will, because I will have a fresh, clear mind to be able to speak
I'm
to
so
someone.
good at Fortnite.
You,
My bad.
for example, you would have taken 2 months to think on whatever. Like, you might still have
my
the
God.
same views.
My bad.
You still might have the same views and opinions, right? But everyone, look, 2 months down the line, if they hadn't heard from you, it would be so quiet and still that I could talk to you properly.
Bro, imagine next time. Imagine next time if this happened again, you might say like take a 2-year break.
No, because it won't happen next time. Because we're already speaking now, Mellay. It was apparently, according to you, now or then. I wanted to do it then,
Bro,
but I'm doing
this
it now just to keep
It
you
doesn't
gone for
even
2
feel
months.
like an interview. It just feels like a straight up Ben Shapiro type bait.
Mellay, just meet me at the
What?
octagon. Just meet me at the
Feels like
octagon.
a
Again.
fucking Ben
All right, guys, I'm
Shapiro
getting out of
debate.
here. Last thing I gotta
Maybe
say,
in a dark
Mellay, 1v1 me in
alley,
Fortnite. You suck. I'm bad.
Bro,
I'm
I
so
don't
good at
play
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Ratio.
1v1 me at
so
the
good at
octagon.
Fortnite. I'm so good at
Hunt,
Fortnite. I
1v1
am the
me in
best at
Dangerous
Fortnite.
Hunt.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Victory Royale,
I
baby.
will beat you in Dangerous
Yeah,
Hunt,
baby.
dude. I'll
Mellay,
beat you in Dangerous
1v1 me
Hunt
at the...
too.
Okay, but can you 1v1 me in the octagon?
Right. So
Okay, now
I
fucking
I
random.
just muted Asa because I want to answer that question. That this feels more like a debate than it does a interview. Something that I even said at the beginning of the episode. I said this is a different episode of TrashTalk because we're going to be speaking directly to Mellay. Never said this would be an interview. Not once.
Yeah.
If you wanted an interview, we could have done this in 2 months, and we could have spoke about everything. Your channel, like the
No,
termination.
to be honest, is
everything.
it like too late now? Is it too late?
Is it too late? Well, it depends because you've sat here taking snide remarks at me while also being on my show. And then
I
wanting
mean,
to do
to be
it
honest,
again.
I could like do another trash talk episode like after 2 months, dude. Like what you did with Janky Shining.
Yeah, we can do a 2-month retrospective. But again, I'm going to heavily reiterate this. You cannot sit there and call me two-faced while you're throwing these petty jabs at me that I easily dismissed, but wanting to do another episode of my show that you want to come on. I'm not saying my show is great or good or whatever, right? But you're insisting to come on another episode and do another episode while throwing jabs at me and insulting me for no apparent reason apart from the fact that I hit the nail on the head. So I feel like we said in personal VC, which you agreed, is a 2-month break while you work on your Elsagate video is probably one of the best things you can do right now.
Bro, do you still think the video could have like potential?
What, the Elsagate video?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take 2 months off and work on it,
Bro,
work on
wait,
you and work on that video.
Wait, should I upload the video, then take a 2-month break, or take a
No.
2-month break and then upload the Elsagate video?
Come back with the Elsagate video, work on it while you're taking your 2-month break.
Okay.
That's my opinion, and I think I've demonstrated why I do, because I feel like you're not in a right mental state to speak to someone you even respect, right? You're throwing these sly remarks that are untrue, clearly untrue, and can be proven to be untrue by just scrolling on my Twitter page, watching
Bro,
an
to be
actual
honest,
video.
like Hooper kind of like made me do them, dude.
He didn't make you do them. You willingly.
What are you saying?
did those
Hooper was keep on fucking talking, dude.
Yeah, but then you attack Hooper if you wanted to. You don't then, when I make a point about you, like not about your physical character, I wasn't sitting here disrespecting how you look. You then bring up a 6-month-old
Because
argument.
you never, because dude, you never, oh, you literally forgot what I like said to you in DMs about what I'm doing in my personal life, dude.
I didn't forget anything.
Oh my
This
God.
isn't like I just forgot details. Like you forget details, right? Yeah, I get you. You bring this point up like, oh, I forgot something. When you forgot like a lot of your remarks you've made, you forgot facts and evidence out of it that I don't know if you left out purposefully or not, but you forgot it regardless. So it's not. And you even, what was it in a reply? Like when you were talking about the NomisYalf interview, and you said, well, it was just my dumb fuck brain. I forgot. You can't throw that when you've done that multiple times here, admit to doing it there. Like, I feel like, and this will be my final remarks because genuinely, I've done what this episode seemed like it was intended to be, is break down
the
a lot
thing
of
we
stuff.
didn't even talk about is my channel band.
Yeah, because what fucking, if you wanted an interview, we could have done that 2 months, something that I made pretty clear. Like, I don't know
Well,
how more I
Fine.
could have made with it.
Actually, this is just pointless. This is fucking pointless.
It's not, because I gave you an option to do an actual interview in 2 months when you've taken a break, right? You agreed, but you wanted to do it now. And I have my reasons for wanting to do it in 2 months that I made pretty clear at the beginning that this was not going to be an interview. So don't sit there and go.
I mean, it would have been if like you didn't, if Hooper didn't join.
No, because Hooper made a couple of points. It was between me and you. You can blame Hooper for this, but I'm not. Like, you shouldn't.
Well, Hooper was literally during of the call. Hooper was literally just screaming about fucking Fortnite.
Yeah, so he wasn't attacking you then, though. Like, there has no correlation, right? I specifically said at the beginning of this episode that I'm speaking directly to you, and it's going to be a different kind of episode. If you wanted an interview, we could have done it in 2 months, and I could have made that very, very clear.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Maybe you should just cancel this. I don't even know.
Oh no, I will be dropping this because I think it shows a lot of issues that I have with you personally. But look, fucking, I have no look. I just gave you advice on your channel about Alsagate, right? I'm not sitting here just taking a big shit on you. I'm not doing that at all. But when I'm like making a point and just trying to like play devil's advocate, then you bring up points to attack me for no reason. When I wasn't attacking you, I wasn't going, "You're a piece of shit. You're a scumbag. You're this. You're that." But you do that to me.
I mean,
Do
to
you
be honest,
expect me to react?
Yeah.
I'm
you are
biased.
being skeptical. I said skeptical, not biased.
No, I was making my point, but you spoke over me. It doesn't matter. I'm being skeptical of things, yeah, because that's my job as me just being on Trash Talk and debating you and talking to you. Is I've got to be skeptical of things. What was it? You brought up like
I
Kuiper.
feel like
I
I
don't
was
know
the
that.
only person on your whole podcast that you were like the most skeptical to.
No, I can bring up multiple instances if you want me to. When Drummy came on and started speaking about Vifi, I was very skeptical about the stuff that he was speaking about. When similarly, Vifi came on and spoke about Drummy, I was like throwing like different points backwards and forwards, and we were talking about it, and I was being skeptical of things because sometimes I just don't know. Spindling, right? He brought up. Oh, well, he left. Damn. Well, I guess I
Well.
I'll unmute Azaz. There you go.
Mellay never asked if he wanted to 1v1 me in the octagon. I'm really hurt.
Well, what you guys missed is just like, and what people witnessed is me breaking down a lot of his points and him like, I made a point about him making apologies to people and then defending it here, defending his actions here. And he would just bring up like pointless remarks against me. And look, it feels like again that he made a petty point against me in Trash Talk, while being on Trash Talk, and I brought up examples and he just couldn't take it. So it feels like this episode has like had a very nice conclusion in the fact that I don't hate Mellay. I was giving him advice on his channel, but it seems like he still doesn't understand the meaning of just being mutual and being unbiased. That I can still give criticism and that I can still make points and be skeptical. Being unbiased, for people that are wondering, doesn't mean me sitting here taking a lot of his shit that he's throwing at me pointlessly and dinging up 6-month conversations that we have publicly on Twitter. That's not what being unbiased is. Me being unbiased is just not having like an overall arching opinion, which I don't. I openly said that I don't think that like the original, although I believe that it was scummy of him to leak Azaz's face, I don't think it was this like massive threat at the time. I think he was genuinely just being like fucking Malay and joking, but I had an issue with him later then doing it in replies and using it as an intention to hurt you, Azaz.
It made me very, very sad. Mellay, I'm coming after Mellay. I have his files. If he doesn't 1v1 me in the octagon, then something very bad will happen.
So I guess this is the end of today's Trash Talk episode. What you need to remember is that I told him, outlined multiple times, what this episode was going to be, and he didn't listen, and he was naive and arrogant, which is ironic. And he got what he wanted, and I got what I wanted. So thank you everyone for watching a different kind of Trash Talk episode and tuning in for nearly an hour. But I've been your host Samuel. I will catch you in the hopefully normal regular episode of Trash Talk.